Hi church, we're thinking this month in our Jesus is Better videos about issues around Christmas and the birth of Christ and the significance of it. One of the things we always grapple with this time of year is who are we going to spend Christmas with? Maybe since so many of us in Tempe are from elsewhere, normally a lot of people travel. You go back to wherever quote unquote home is. And then there's, who all's going to be there and what relationships are going to have to be navigated, and you're just trying to figure out where's home. For some of us, we may have lost family members this year. Maybe you had a grandpa or a grandma pass away from COVID. There's been some in our church whose parents passed away this year. So that makes this especially difficult. Another challenge that we may face this year that's different than what we'd normally have is perhaps some of us won't travel when we normally would. And so you might be here in Tempe without anybody to be with. And so there's just lots of stuff to think about in relationship to going home and what home is. Interestingly, when we think about Jesus, there's actually a verse that talks about him being at home within us. It's in Ephesians chapter 3. And in the ESV, verse 17 says, "So that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith, that you, being rooted and grounded in love, may have the strength to comprehend with all the saints." And then it goes on to talk about the love of Christ that surpasses knowledge. Some translations say, "So that Christ may be at home in your hearts through faith." Here's essentially the idea. You want Jesus to not only be your Savior, to be your Lord, but to, if we could think proverbially, to be at home inside of you. And so I like to imagine this as you want Jesus to not only be your Savior, to not only be your Lord, you want him to be comfortable being inside of you. And the way that happens is that as we continue to grow in our faith more and more and more, then the picture is Jesus can sort of take off his shoes and sit down in a chair and put his feet up in the ottoman. He can be at home. He can be at a place of comfort. That is an astonishing thought, that the King of Kings and Lord of Lords would want to reside in you, and not only be within you, but be at home in you. Church, wherever you think about being at home, I want to encourage you to think most about Christ being at home, which means you're going to be turning away from sin and turning towards holiness, trusting him so that Christ will be at home within you.